Welcome everybody, we'll get started here in 1 minute. So we'll just wait for you guys to trickle in and we'll get started with our content. Thanks so much for coming. Welcome everybody, thanks for coming. We'll get started here in 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna get started. So we have a lot of presentations to go over and we're super excited to introduce you to everybody. So good afternoon, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Coinbase Developer Platform Project Demo Day. This one is focused on AgentKit. So all of these projects will be using AgentKit in some way, which is a CDP tool, if you haven't heard of that before. I'm your host, Bobby Lee, a technical community manager here, hosting a lot of our events, along with Ellie, who helps with a lot of our Discord tech issues and bot building and everything. So welcome her as well today. We're excited to share some of these community projects that have been built during Q1. And our goal here is to do these once a month now. So if you'd like a chance to present or share your project with us, share what you've been building in the show and tell channel, and we'll reach out for the next demo day. Okay, with that being said, change your slides. So some house rules. So we have a Q&A towards the end of these sessions. So no need to raise your hand in the chat, just put your questions in the chat and we'll be watching that and monitoring that. Some of the answers won't be answered. Some of the questions won't be answered until the Q&A. Some of the speakers may have time to answer some of your questions, but don't expect things to be answered until the end or expect them to be mostly answered until the end. And then keep your questions relevant to the topic and be respectful to everyone that is speaking and keep things relevant to AgentKit related to these projects specifically. If there's support issues or any other questions that you need, please go back into Discord, into the general channel or to the product channels that you might have questions about. And then also these sessions will be recorded. So if you have to jump out or you want to watch it again later, we'll have them in YouTube. And when it's ready and recorded and finalized, we'll put that into the YouTube channel in Discord as well. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. So we have a few teams here today. So we have 5 teams. We have Teresa from Ponder. We have Krishan from Yield Seeker. We have Safe GPT. Duke will be speaking on that. And then we have Payphone. And that is So, who will be speaking on that. And then we have our last team is Secret Agent, which is Sergey. So without further ado, I'm going to have everyone get ready here. Speakers get ready. And we'll kick it off with Teresa from Ponder.
Hello. Hi. So I'm Teresa, the co-founder of Ponder. It's a project that we decided to take on during the Ethereum agentic hack. Ponder basically it's a generator of APIs and plugins for agents to get Web3 data that it's already clean and that it's maximum quality data standardized. So if we go to next slide, we came up with this idea because we realized in our own projects that data was something that we had to invest a lot of time in before starting any projects. And that means not only to understand the data that you need for that specific project, but also to find the best data streams, data sources across Web3, standardize the data, then creating an API or a plugin. And that's just to get you set up before you can actually start using that data to train your models or to power your app. So that's how we came up with a way in which we wanted to make this process the least thing that you had to worry about. So we go to the next slides. So how this works is we wanted to make this accessible to anyone who doesn't have Web3 experience or code experience. And so what we did was creating a workflow by which anyone who has a low and starting level of experience in development, by entering what are the data needs, can then create an API and AgentKit plugin in less than 1 minute. So how this works, if we click on next slide. I don't know, are you guys seeing the slides? Because I only see the same page all the time.
Well, let me know.
Okay. For some
do you
reason.
want me to show everything in this slide right away?
Yeah, because it's not showing for me for some reason.
Yeah, I'm on the chart page.
Because it's
graph analysis page.
okay. So so how this works is that you make a prompt in plain English saying what are your needs, and then our system, what it does is understand what are you trying to achieve and translate that to data needs. And then for that, it splits the process into understanding first scanning the different subgraphs where the fields that you need are, then ranking
Can you hear Teresa, everyone? Okay, we might have to go to the next. Teresa, if you want to. Oh, I hear you now, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? It just my laptop crashed.
Yeah, sounds
for
good.
a second. Can you guys hear me? Okay. So basically what it does is
Can't hear you again. I'm going to go to the next team and come back to you, Teresa, if that's okay. Or you turn off your camera to start. See if that works. Okay, I'm going to go to the next team and we will come back. Okay. Krishan, are you able to take things off quick?
Hey, yes. Hope
Okay,
you can see and hear me. Great.
Yep. See you here. Yep.
Cool. So yeah, I'm Christian, and with my friend Arthur, we were also actually at the AgentKit Ethereum hackathon, and we built Yield Seeker. So we think of it as the best AI agent for maximizing our crypto yields. So if you go to the next slide, the reason we built this is most of my friends are like not Web3 people, and it's been really difficult to like onboard people into Web3 without pulling them into some casino or the other. And I really feel like the yields that you can get on chain, on stable coins, are a great use case for normal people to be getting into Web3. And this is why we actually feel really passionate about this problem. So if you go to the next page, the challenge is that yield options in Web3 are really complicated. I got into Web3 in about 2020, mostly because of NFTs. So I was building stuff with people. And so I really avoided DeFi. And when I got to anywhere near any DeFi products, they're just so complicated, right? Like there's so many words I don't understand. The learning curve just seems almost impossible. Like it's really difficult to find like nice and easy things that I could follow. And I'm fairly technical. Like it's not like it was super, it's out of my reach. And then the biggest challenge is like things are constantly changing, and the yield is offered in terms of tokens or weird things that it's difficult to understand. Even when you know what's going on, it's like, is this token something I want or not? Like, what does this actually mean? And so if you go to the next page, an example of this is on the left is Sky. So what Dai turned into. They have a really good savings product. Like it's actually very good. And most of last year, the savings rate was quite high. But actually, just about a month ago, it started going down again. And so at the start of this year, it's 12%. Now it's at 6.3%. And at the start of the year, it's obvious you should put it in that. Like 12% is amazing. But now it's at 6%. 6%. Like there are other things that might be better. But you have to be watching this to move it in and out of these positions. And on the right, you can see Morpho. It gives you yield in a token called Seam. I don't know what that is. like, am I supposed to value that or consider it 0 or something in between? I have no idea. So if you go to the next page, we built Yield Seeker to take these problems away. So the idea is like we just flatten the learning curve with the AI agent that you're talking to. So you can type normal, like with any agent, you type normal human text and it kind of responds to you in a kind of, more guided, easy to use, friendly way. And then behind that is actually going to make a bunch of decisions for you. You can obviously tell it what to do, but it can do stuff for you as well. So next slide. The way Yield Seeker does this is it finds strategies online, on chain, sorry. So things like Sky and Morpho and Aave and other options out there. It'll analyze them, compare them, and then give you the options or just execute the options on your behalf if you give it the right parameters. So yeah, next we'll do the demo. The video on the demo is a little bit quiet. So there's 3 buttons on the bottom right in Discord where it says options, and you can change the stream volume to about 100%. That would be awesome. Otherwise, good to go. I can't seem to hear it at all. Should I talk over it?
Sorry, it was the click for the next slides in the way of me playing this.
Oh.
So, one sec.
Quick demo of Yield Seeker.
Great.
I'm running it locally, but it's available at demo.yieldseeker.xyz. So you connect your wallet. So at the moment, it's managed like a Web3 thing. So you connect your wallet, and what Yield Seeker actually does is create a wallet for you behind the scenes using AgentKit. You can then transfer money in. This is not part of the flow that we've created so far. It's something you have to do outside. So you just transfer money directly to the wallet as you need to. And so what Yield Seeker does is it starts you off with a little bit of an intro about itself, and then you can start asking it simple stuff like what are my balances. You can see me debugging a lot of stuff along the way, but the key thing the key command that you can ask it now is what are the yield opportunities. And so what Yield Seeker does is when you ask it, it will go to all the providers that we've configured. So we've got Morpho, Spotify, and Aave configured at the moment. Maybe by the time I present this, we've actually got more. And for each one of them, it will find the current yield as well as a bunch of other things about them. So you can see with Spotify and Aave, like they have pretty simple yield. Actually, I asked this a while ago, so these numbers have changed, but it has pretty simple yield profiles. And for Morpho, it'll go through and actually, whenever there are more tokens involved in the reward, so most of these give Morpho tokens as the reward, but this one gives something else. It's actually Ion it gives as well. And we go and calculate a risk-adjusted API, and what that does is it looks at the tokens involved and judges, do we actually think that they're going to hold their value in the same way as USDC? And over time these change a lot. So you can see here, I've asked again, what are the current yield opportunities? I asked this morning, and you can see Spotify's changed quite a bit. Morpho's changed quite dramatically from the day before. And you can ask Yield Seeker about your current position. So I have a little bit of money in a bunch of places, and do cool things like move all my allocation from, I had some money in this one into Spotify, and it does for you. So I'll do a withdrawal and then deposit, or you can even say like move $1. Oops, sorry. Move $1 into Spotify, and it will go off and do that for me. So it'll actually make a transaction, so it'll be a few seconds until it comes back. The cool thing now is Yield Seeker can also manage stuff in the background for you. We don't have a UI for this yet, but it will go and every day rebalance your portfolio based on what the currently best yield opportunities are, and it'll do that by getting your risk profile. We only have a few simple parameters at the moment, but getting your risk profile and then judging which of the opportunities match the most. And so generally that means it's also based on how much you've deposited. So generally that means if you've deposited a good amount of money to like $1,000 and you're even mildly risky, it's going to try and go for the whatever at the moment has the highest opportunity. Sorry, let me just scroll back to this. So Apostro is giving 9.95. It's probably not going to be that tomorrow. It's something that's appeared very recently, or 8.48 really. But at least for today, let's go in it, get that reward, and then tomorrow we can reassess and rejudge it. And so we call this auto seeking, and Yield Seeker does it for you now in the background. And so when we launch on Friday, this will be one of the features that we launch with. And you can see it just did this one, on deposit into SparkFi for me literally just now, and moved it into SUSDS. Awesome, thanks.
Great. Next slide. This one left. Cool. So yeah, I went over in the video, but finds, analyzes, and executes the highest yield opportunities. The risk-adjusted APY was super fun to work on, and something we're gonna really dive deeper into. Like, there's way more things that we can be taking into account, like how it's done, how those tokens are actually done historically, not just like how stable they are, but maybe their performance is better than USDC, and then we can actually think of them higher. And then that slowly drifts us into not just stable coins, but actually yield seeking on any token pair, which is really where the big money is, and there's a lot more gambling stuff. And so I like the Web2 kind of aspect of keeping it just to stables, but that's where we'll go. I said Friday in the video, but we're launching next Tuesday actually now. Follow us on Twitter. Great. Next slide has some links or stuff. Lovely. Thank you, everyone.
Cool, that was awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Teresa. So back.
Yeah, sorry about that. It has to happen every now and then.
No worries. All right.
Okay, so just, yeah. So as I was explaining before, the Pounder is a site where you can auto-generate personalized APIs and plugins for your AgentKit in less than 60 seconds, and will provide it with data that it's already standardized and it's high quality. So if we go to the next slide. So we came up with this idea because in our past projects, we realized that most of the time we have to invest in every single thing that we were doing was on data preparation and setup. And this means that even if your project is not doing something like AI and very heavy on data, you still have a need to connect to the data that is on the blockchain. And if you don't know well the different languages and where to pull that data from, this gets a nightmare, and then it also gets really expensive. So as you see on the slide, like there's different things that you need to do, like understanding the data fields that you need for the purpose of your project. Then you need to find the best data streams, data sources across the web. Then you need to create a database where you need to clean the data, you need to standardize it, and then create that API that finally will allow you to start doing whatever you were meant to do with that data. And that's like 60% of the investment we found that you need to put up front. So we came up with Ponder. So we go to the next slide. So what Ponders does is that it takes away all this coding and knowing data that usually is required in any kind of Web3 project, and it takes it to a very basic level. So everyone with a very basic understanding of Web3 development or just development can start extracting a lot of value from Web3 data. So how it works is the developer will make a prompt sort of like, I need an API that gives me best pools yields in Uniswap v3, and then our agent will automatically understand all the missing data that the developer hasn't provided, like sort of like what's the best frequency for the data, what are the best data sources. Okay, you didn't say that you wanted Uniswap v3, but we understand that's the best version that we need to pull the data from. And then it starts scanning all the different subgraphs that they're available right now based on reputation. Once it has done that, then it unifies these different subgraphs into a single API where you can already find all the data standardized and clean. So this whole process, it just takes 60 seconds or less. And by the end of these 60 seconds, you have just a piece of code that literally you just need to plug it into your app, and everything will start working, and it will be ready for you to try your projects and your apps. to go to the next slide is the video where we have a demonstration. I don't know if you
Ponder
need to
is a
raise the
Web3
volume.
data infrastructure that transforms simple text prompts into production-ready APIs within 60 seconds, eliminating hours of manual prep work. When a user submits a request in plain English, Ponder initiates a comprehensive analysis to understand exactly what the user needs. It determines the required data types, relevant protocols, blockchain chains, specific entities, and refresh rates. Ponder then generates a dedicated, standardized, and permanent endpoint tailored to the specific request, which includes an AI agent plugin. Additionally, Ponder can produce ready-to-use Web3 insights, which provides curated cross-chain correlations and metrics. These insights will help you to understand the data you need and the data you don't need before creating your API. So what are you waiting for? Just join us now and make your app Ponderful.
So that's actually, we took this video very recently,
Ponder
and
is a Web3 data
this is actually working. We are on beta. We are continuing to develop this project, and so we welcome you all to try it out. Give us feedback on what would you like to see. We are going to be learning of all the queries that you do and see how we can make it better. But this is something that is already working, and as mentioned in the video, we now added an insights section, which will help people to understand if the data they are about to request to the model is actually the data that they want, and to see, like, to preview how that data could look like. So yeah, that's it, and hope you guys find it useful.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thanks for your patience on those mic issues, everybody. Okay, I'm gonna exit because we got a lot of slides to go over. Okay, Safe GPT, Duke.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thanks for having me. I'm happy to talk about my project, SafeGPT, that brings a safe wallet to every AI agent and lets users manage their multi-sig accounts with ease. You can find links to a live demo, the code, and my contact details below here. You can take a screenshot if you like. And then let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, yeah, so I'm building SafeGPT to simplify and secure basic asset management for everyday users. So people lose their private keys or passwords all the time, or their computer gets hacked. And in fact, private key leaks are the leading cause of hacks these days, not smart contract bugs. And there's a well-established solution for that by setting up multi-signature wallets. Still, managing those might be a bit cumbersome and technical, and even experts can easily make mistakes. So SafeGPT offers an intuitive chat interface to interact with the Safe protocol via text prompts. You can easily create new smart accounts and manage owners or other settings. You can propose new transactions or approve those from other owners. The agent can also perform a risk analysis of the pending transactions. And all of this is implemented as a new wallet provider in the AgentKit framework. And I opened a pull request to make this accessible for all developers. Yeah, one interesting use case is, for example, to set up an allowance module and then give your agents a monthly spending limit, which they can withdraw from your safe if needed. I also enhanced the chat responses with a RAG system that performs a vector similarity search in the official Safe docs. This is also implemented as an AgentKit action, and if there is interest, I could open a pull request for this as well. Okay, then go to the next slide, please. Yeah, so at the moment, I see this project primarily as an educational tool. Users can chat with the official docs and get comfortable setting up multi-signature accounts without the need for code or even a wallet. And yeah, I'm working on a better risk analysis and started to implement new security features such as integrating the safe transaction hash tool to verify the hashes displayed on your hardware wallet. Yeah, this is a very important tool that everyone with a safe wallet should use. And yeah, this would also have prevented the recent Bybit hack. However, it's a command line tool, so it might be a bit difficult to use for non-technical persons. And integrating this in my product could make this security measure more accessible. Yeah, in the long term, this project might involve to a security as a service platform where autonomous agents act as additional co-signers and then perform a risk analysis before approving transactions. Okay, then we can go to the video on the next slide. Okay, so we're now on the SafeGPT website, and on the bottom there are already some suggested prompts for us. So I created now a new save first, where and the agent asks what settings we want. I just go ahead with the default settings, having the agent a single owner of the save, and then we can play around with the settings and remove the agent as signer again in the end once we are happy. So this was successful. And next I'm adding my own wallet as a co-signer and change the threshold to 2. On the info box on the right is always the current settings summarized, where we can also find our past transactions listed together with links to Etherscan. Okay, so we have to wait for the confirmation. All right, this is confirmed. And then next, I'm sending some ETH from my wallet to the Safe account. This yeah, might take a bit to confirm. Right, yeah, it's submitted now. So once it arrives, it should update the balance on the dashboard. Yeah, it's submitted now. So and then as next step, I ask the agent to withdraw everything to its own wallet. And then yeah, we can see that the agent has proposed this transaction, but there's still one signature missing from my own wallet before it can be executed. And then yeah, to be sure, we can check the settings of the safe again and ask the agent to review this transaction for us. It will then list all the details, when it was submitted, by who, and who has signed it so far, together with a risk assessment and some warnings. And then we can check all the details, and if we're happy with this, we can go to the official Safe UI to approve the transaction from our wallet. And yeah, that's basically all I wanted to show today. You can try it out yourself by visiting the SafeGPT website. Have fun and stay safe. You can stop the video now. Thanks.
Awesome, thank you. Okay. All right, payphone. Next team.
Hello. Do you hear me okay?
Yep, sound good.
Okay. Hello. With my teammate Yao, we are happy to be here to basically introduce to you Payphone, one of our products that we recently produced and developed during the Ethereum Agentic Hackathon back in February. And we are really happy to be here to show you 2 demos out of our all of our recent hackathon that we have participated. So what is Payphone? Payphone is actually an on-chain agentic commerce suite for SMB.
Dan, you're having some audio issues. Do you mind turning your camera
Why
off?
are we doing this?
Just to try turning your
Sorry?
camera off. Just you're kind of going in and out. Yeah. Still can't hear you
You hear me
now.
okay?
Now I do, yeah. But I don't hear you now.
Is it better now? Can I continue?
Yeah, keep trying, but I hear you right now, so I'll keep going. But
Yeah,
I don't hear you.
you let me know when you don't hear me, okay?
I hear you now, yeah.
Okay. So we were talking about Payphone. Payphone is actually one of our products that we recently joined the Ethereum hackathon. And we want to show you what is it, right? Before we deep dive into what is it about and what it actually do, it's important that you go to the next slide. It's important that you understand the thesis that we hold. We believe in the world that is coming in the next 5 years or so. We believe that there are a lot of useful AI agents will actually integrate into our daily lives. Why so? If you go to the next slide, this is because I think AI as a game-changing technology is leveling the playing field between the small and big. What do we mean by that? It means that right now, technology, resources and capital is no longer the, let's say, advantages for only the big. With AI, we actually can level up the playing field, right? And one of the personal experience that actually inspired us to build Payphone was actually recently, because we are, Malaysian Chinese, we celebrate Chinese New Year. And during Chinese New Year is festive season, right? We wanted to go to cut our hair. You go to the barber, to go to the salon and cut our hair, right? And we tried to make appointment to the salon. It was very difficult, right? Because the salon has many customers, they can't answer our call. And even when we walk into the shop, they are quite busy to even entertain us to get an appointment for us to go to the salon. And that basically frustrates us. And we say, okay, how do we support these businesses, right? With AI, I think we have a chance. If you go to the next slide, you will then understand why we choose to look into SMB, but not only big businesses. The problem of today's small, medium business is threefold. The first one is they are small, basically, and they have small budget, small resources, right? So that's one of the reasons why they call themselves small, medium businesses. The second reason is obviously there's a lot of overwhelming manual tasks, right? They always need to use a lot of different systems, manual entry, manual walk-in, imagine restaurants, manual walk-in and so on. So there's a lot of manual tasks they need to do, right? And at the same time, their business is quite fluctuating in terms of the demand, right? Sometimes they have no customer. Sometimes they have too much customer that they can't even handle, right? For example, festive season, as we talk about, right? And if you press next, you will see that small businesses, for example, salon, exactly fall into these three folds of problem, right? Number one, they have very less employee. Number two, they need to handle a lot of phone calls and calendars and texts and business applications and walk-in customer. So a lot of manual work, data are separated. And finally, they can't even handle the demand like ourselves. We want to, give them business, but somehow we cannot get our service. But also they can't handle our demand properly because lack of resources, right? So with this, we basically say, okay, what can we do? And we think that a lot of AI agent application can be applied here. And that inspired us to basically build Payphone. If you go to the next slide. What is Payphone? Payphone has four main features. Number one, it has 24/7 Swamp's agent that handle calls, text, payment, and calendar appointment. So later we'll showcase you how this come together. And because it's an AI agent, because it's 24/7, you can scale it, right? So you have maybe 20 customers calling in together, we can handle it. You have perhaps, let's say, 10 customer messaging you through WhatsApp to make an appointment. We can also handle it, right? Within instant. So you don't need to hire 10 people to really manage that, but rather just, AI agent. And it's multi-channel, as we talked about. Phone calls and WhatsApp are one of the two demos that we have built. And finally, AI agent is no longer too robotic. It sounds like human, and it's smooth. The response is also quite natural as human, right? And it is all on chain. So now we'll give you a quick glimpse into the demo. Actually, because as you can hear, we are not native English speaker. We are from Southeast Asia. Justin, actually from Coinbase, he loves the demo. He actually built a demo and posted in X. You can go to the next one and hear him talking about our demo.
What you're doing right now. Stop what you're doing right now and take a look at the most impressive demo you're going to see all month. This was developed by a team during the Agentic Ethereum hackathon last week. And what it does is it enables you, the user, to interact with an AI agent who will then make a booking and a purchase at a merchant on your behalf without you ever having to go through a checkout flow. It's unbelievable. So I want to do it here live. I want you to take a look. It is so remarkable what this team was able to build. And it's just a taste of how we're all going to be interacting with businesses and transactions in just a few years. So here we go. I'm going to do a web call and show it to you live.
Hello, Justin Gainsley. Welcome to Cut Your Head. Are you looking to book a new appointment today?
Yes, I'd like to book an appointment for February 24th.
Got it. Let me check what time works best for you on February 24th. Our slots are available from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., 6 p.m. to 10 p.m.
I will do 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Just to confirm, you'd like to book an appointment on February 24th from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Is that correct?
Yes.
Let me know, and I'll proceed.
That's perfect.
Checking availability for February 24th, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. The time slot on February 24th from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. is available. Would you like to confirm the booking?
Yes, let's confirm the booking.
Great. Before we finalize, let's review everything. You'd like to book an appointment on February 24th from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. and we'll proceed with a $25 deduction on the blockchain. Does that sound good?
Perfect. Let's do it.
Now processing your transaction. Completed. Your appointment for February 24th from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. is confirmed. See you then.
Thank you. Now, take a look at this. I can go to the business calendar now, go to February 24th, and there I am, my booking 1 to 2 p.m. And if I click this, you'll see I have a receipt. And I click that, and this agent transacted on my behalf. It made the purchase, it made the deposit to the merchant. I never had to go through a checkout flow. I never had to pull out my wallet. This is the future. It's unbelievable. I think this is the most remarkable demo. Check it out yourselves. It's live at payphone.pro. This is how businesses are going to accept payments in the future. They're going to accept them via AI agents. We have a template for this now. Coinbase Commerce has an agentic commerce framework. Check it out. We can't wait to see what you build. My mind is blown. Thanks, everyone.
Right. So you can see that that's a demo for the call. And now you can go to the next slide. You can basically look
Stop
into
what you're doing right now.
the next channel. Is actually the WhatsApp demo. So if you go from left to right, so you can see that from the left hand side, I basically message the WhatsApp agent, hello, and he will respond me with a text very quickly. I said, I want to cut my hair. Then I say, I never mention any time slot. I just say, can you give me an earlier slot, please? And then the agent would then check, understand my natural language, and basically check for the earlier slot, and then confirm my booking. And you say that you can see that once I say yes, the agent actually pay on behalf of me. I don't even need to go checkout flow. There's no checkout flow, right? Because we already sort of deposit into the agent. It's just like your kind of virtual assistant, right? You pay your virtual assistant, and then you ask your assistant to do a booking. It's a similar concept. And basically you can see that we already just say yes, and the agent behind the scene help us to pay to the business owner. And the business owner is also an agent. So it's kind of like agent communicating to agent. And you can also see that we can check our bookings. We can also cancel our booking if we want, right? So that's kind of a demo itself. You can see is really helping to solve all those problems that we mentioned to you. Number one is limited resources for businesses. Number two, it's scalable. You can have 10 people calling in. You can have 10 people WhatsApping. You can really don't need to train people and hire people for that. And finally, is also very natural and on-chain, directly smooth checkout experience, right? If you go to the last slide, you can see that the overall sort of very high-level diagram, how we actually implement this payphone AI. We, build quite some agent behind the scenes. So we use core, or let's say voice API core retail agent. We build the calendar agent. We also build the transaction agent using CDP. Also Coinbase Commerce. and basically all pitch together, stitch together, and build what you saw from the demo itself. One of the innovative thing that we have done is actually this what we call server signer that allow us to enable this without checkout flow for for the user to really go through it, right? So yeah, that's it. The last slide you can see that's our team and payphone.pro. Please try it out. We try to be useful and before AI take away our job, right? So that's kind of what we have done since the Ethereum hackathon. Thank you so much for the attention.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Super, super cool. Okay, last team. We have Secret Agent. Take it away, Sergey.
What's up, everyone? Thanks for being here. And yeah, my name is Sergey, and this is Secret Agent. You can go to the next slide. So what exactly is Secret Agent? It's a secure secret management for crypto-native AI agents. Apart from that, we protect your secrets. You can actually monitor your agents, and it simplifies development. What it is, it's a proxy service that injects secrets config into an API request. You also get keyless LLM API access, which is really cool. And the usage is actually, it's based on like how much your agent is actually using those API keys, and it's paid with crypto. Go to the next slide. Yeah, so where do we sit in kind of like the development flow? So you have your agents on one side, and you have external APIs that those agents need access to, and we kind of sit in the middle. The way that we do it is it authenticates with our API using basic wallet sign messages. We have a JavaScript agent SDK that is a proxy that fetches and reroutes requests based on the configuration that you give it. And then additionally, we have these pay-per-use LLM keys, and you can bring your own, obviously. And yeah, the usage-based crypto billing from project wallets, and those are Privy server wallets. So a really cool use case it enables is if you have an agent that does trading on chain and it generates value, and it uses some sort of OpenAI API, it can actually enable for it to self-fund itself. So it's kind of like a pretty cool use case there. So next slide. A couple of other benefits. You get really nice monitoring. With agent development, you always have these issues where you might have deployed it, but then you put the wrong key in somewhere or whatever. Sorry. And yeah, you get instant key rotation and config updates. So you don't have to like actually pull down your agent or stop it and start it. You can dynamically swap AI providers. So if you want to go from OpenAI to Google, for example, you can do that. And it's a agent kill switch. So if you see something wonky happening, you can just kind of disable your agent without having to pull down the full thing. Next slide, please. Yeah, so the demo will kind of cover a little bit of that in more detail. And just like Krishan's demo, if you guys can turn up your volume, it might be a little bit quiet. So yeah. What's up, CDP? My name is Sergey, and I'm here to talk about Secret Agent. It's a project that we built for the ETH Global Agentic Ethereum Hackathon, and our team was one of the finalists. And yeah, just wanted to showcase a quick demo of how Secret Agent works. And so at a high level, it's a secure secret management for crypto native AI agents. It's a very minimal configuration that gets added into your secret agent. And how it works is you get a dashboard, you create projects within your dashboards. Each project gets an address assigned to it, which is a Privy server wallet, and then you can configure it with 3 different types of keys. So one is a pay-as-you-go LLM key that we provide as Secret Agent. You can configure the provider, whichever model, and whatever temperature. Obviously, we can extend this configuration and add more providers to it. But essentially, this allows you to never have to sign up for OpenAI, and your agent doesn't actually get access to any API keys that you would have previously had to deploy your agent with. There's been quite a few issues with that, with agent frameworks like Eliza, or people just deploying agents without any consideration for the security and how that agent might expose the API keys within logs or anything like that. So we abstract that away. You can also, we can serve as a proxy, and you pass pretty much anything to it, because Secret Agent works as a low-level HTTP proxy. So any request you make, you specify which URLs you want to match, and you specify the value, and Secret Agent will run it through that, or static keys, which essentially get generated at build time. This is just a basic secret management system here. So what I've done is actually created an example, and again, this is on the repo, so feel free to check it out. Let's take a look at, this is a chatbot setup, basic setup with AgentKit. And what we have done is added the secret agent in it. And what we're going to do is paste in the address into the project ID, save that, and let's try and run it. Perfect. So this agent is not enabled for this project yet. An admin must approve it at secret agent. So it actually gives you a URL that you can go to approve it. And what this looks like in the actual dashboard is at the bottom, you have this list of agents, and you can see the CDP AgentKit example, which is the name that we initialize it with here, gets created. And what are we going to do? We're going to enable it. Agent status updated successfully, and there we go. Hey, what's going on? Hello, I'm here to assist you with on-chain tasking. How can I help you today? What is your wallet address? And this is the CDP AgentKit wallet. It's great that we have access to that. And yeah, so you can use this with an LLM key. It's all working. And the cool thing is now, if we head back over to the dashboard, you can see cost breakdown. So this is against my balance, but you can see today's spend. And if we move this like this, and what else can you do? You can see these calls will get updated in real time. And yeah, this is pretty good. The other cool thing about this is eventually, if your project balance runs out, we can actually use the agent. So let's say you have your AgentKit agent generating revenue, doing some crazy trading, and it can actually pay for itself through AgentKit. And so for the usage of AI API that it's using, it can fund itself. And we think that's a pretty cool way to bring more people on chain, abstract it away, make it a little bit more secure, and yeah, have fun along the way. Thanks for watching. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Peace. Awesome. Yeah, so real quick, how it's made. There's 4 core pieces: the web UI, the API, the agent, JavaScript SDK, and an example agent. It's all in the repo. It's an XJS application. We are using on-chain Kit components. We are using AgentKit. API is a Hono server. And yeah, the project wallets are Privy. And right now it's all on Base Sepolia, but we're planning on launching it on Base. And yeah, if you go to the next slide, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, in terms of like where we're moving, obviously enabling this across other L2 networks or mainnet. Right now, the secrets are stored in like our backend database, so it would be cool to have that be something like lit protocol PKPs or Nilian, which was one of the other partners for the Agentic Ethereum hackathon. Yeah, this was built by myself and two co-founders of a tool called Domino, which is at domino.tm and o.dev. They do secret management as a service, mostly for Web 2 stuff. So yeah, if you guys want to check it out, let me know. And yeah, go to the next slide. I think that was it. Yeah, so secretagent.sh is the URL. You can install the JavaScript SDK. There's the GitHub link, and that's me on X if anybody wants to chat. That's that. Thank you so much.
Awesome. That was awesome. Okay, thanks everybody. That was all the presentations. So now we're going to go into questions. So if you haven't already put questions in the chat, I think we've answered all of them so far. So no question is a stupid question. Ask away, don't be shy. I'm going to ask them some questions until I hear from the audience. So for Secret Agent, just to keep it on subject, do I have to redeploy the agent if I want to update my configuration?
No,
Okay.
so that's a really good question. And I didn't show it in the demo, but there is a flow when, like, if you're talking to the agent and you disable it from the dashboard, it actually just cuts off the agent for you, so you don't have to redeploy it or do anything there. So the same way where if you want to update the LLM provider or an API key, you can just do that and the agent will pick it up, because the proxy is what changes, but the agent stays the same, communicating with it.
Okay, cool. Okay, Ponder. So Teresa, I have a couple questions. What types of blockchain data can I access through your API?
So any data that is currently on a subgraph can be accessed. So that even includes Solana, for instance, or any other protocols. And then very soon, like in 1 or 2 weeks, we are also going to allow to get data from decentralized social media, which is also going to be enriched with certain insights, as in which users from social media interact with certain type of protocols.
Okay. And one more question for you. Can I get historical transaction data across multiple chains with a single query?
Yeah, you will be able. That's as a default, and actually it will be something that I didn't mention was that these APIs are permanent, so you don't need to worry about having to rebuild every time.
Okay, cool. Okay, so I have a question now for Payphone team. So what
Yes.
are the reasons why businesses will choose Payphone and on-chain payments over current Web 2 payment methods?
I think one of the reasons is actually the adoption of
Not a
stablecoin.
speaker here
And
anymore.
can you hear me?
Okay, I want to ask a different team. Okay,
Can you hear me?
SafeGPT. What is he here? Oh, I don't see him.
Can you hear
Oh,
it?
he isn't because he's suppressed.
Hello? You can hear me okay? Can I continue? Yeah, okay. Yes. So I think one of the reasons is actually the adoption of stablecoin, and why business might adopt stablecoin over Web2 payment is actually the settlement speed and also the transaction fees, right? Like, because most of the, let's say, chain and also today's payment processor, they take like 2 to 3%. And with stablecoin, actually, we can do even, sub 0.5% or even lower than that, right? And I think that's kind of a margin, right? If 2 to 3% margin for a small business is huge. So I think is really just this time to come. Basically, then businesses will realize that yes, stablecoin is the way to go if more and more people are joining the stablecoin network. So I think that's one major reason why businesses might choose payment over on-chain rather than Web2 payment processor. Of course, Stripe will also do stablecoin payment potentially, but I think that's better for everyone, that fees and cross-border payment will be realizing, and also the settlement speed will be faster.
Got it. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Yield Seeker. How do you handle security for user wallets?
Hello?
Yeah, Krishan, yep.
Hey, sorry. I'm guessing you can hear me now because I can see the green thing. At the moment, it's like server wallets actually on our side. We want to move to Privy soon. We think Coinbase, the smart wallet thing, might be really cool when that comes out. We heard that it's going to be pretty good, but it does feel like a kind of problem that isn't fully solved yet. We are looking for better and smarter ways to deal with this.
Okay, cool. And one more question I have for you. How do you manage which sources your agents have access to?
Yeah, so at the moment we kind of like manually code them in. So it's Morpho, SparkFi, Aave. Morpho is super awesome because it's just so much on it that once we integrated Morpho, we kind of haven't needed to add many more just yet. But at the moment, we kind of have to go through them one by one, and it's like a thin layer, but we do have to write the code for those sources ourselves.
Okay, cool. Okay, last question I have right now. SafeGPT, so Duke, how do you analyze the risk of transactions and how does it differ from other solutions?
Yeah, thanks for the question. Yeah, at the moment, this is still very basic. So, for example, it decodes the transaction data and checks if the safe settings, for example, the ownership are modified. And then if any funds are transferred, it throws a warning for high value transfers. It also checks the CDP reputation score, so another CDP tool in use. So it checks the score of the destination address, and then it would warn the users in case funds are sent to a newly created account or to an address flagged as risky. Yeah, then also if there's an interaction with a smart contract, it also checks if the contract is verified on Etherscan. And in the future, I want to add a list of trusted protocols like Uniswap, and then also transaction simulations and high risk warning for delegate calls. And yeah, when it comes to other solutions, let me just say that it's important to have multiple tools. And if you're managing an account with others, ideally everybody should use a different interface with other trust assumptions.
Thanks, Duke. Okay, I have one question that we have time for Teresa from the audience. How do you integrate live price data? Dude, I think your camera and mic just went out. Can others hear Teresa? Because I can't, and I'm not sure if
Hello?
it's mine. Okay, I hear you now. Did you hear my question? Okay, we're gonna have to answer. Can you answer that question in the chat, Teresa? Because I can't hear your mic, and we're gonna close up the event. Okay, cool. Thank you so much, everybody, for attending, for speaking, and putting it together. These demo days are a lot of work for our team and for the presenters. So I just want to say thank you. It's been awesome having you all. And then if there's any additional discussions that want to happen or questions, just go over to the CDP Show and Tell channel in Discord. So speakers, go in there and just kind of watch for questions that are coming in if there are any, and to keep conversation going this week or at any time, really. And overall, yeah, we are going to do more of these, like I said. So we'll be doing calls and announcements, call outs, and announcements for when we'll have another demo day. But we like to do these once a month, and we want to hear projects of all range. Something that you're just playing around with, you're really excited about, and you have a short demo for it in some sort that you can show a little bit of progress in it, up to projects that are in production, well-established projects. So we're open to all types of progress that you have. And where to share those, we'll put that in the announcement, where to share, but usually just in the show and tell channel. So just watch out for that. And then we also have grant programs going on all the time and hackathons going on all the time. So watch out for those also. Those are announced in Discord and on our X account. So yeah, that's kind of a wrap on all of this. Thank you so much, everybody, and bearing with us with some of the audio issues. And overall, hope you have a great day and keep building things. We're excited to see what you're building. Thanks so much.